Hello ladies, I'm just coming to you with a quick little tutorial on application. So this is an intro to your first application, and by now if you've gotten your makeup, that's amazing. I just want to go over with you a few little things in regards to your compact, your makeup, your brushes, and a quick app. So as you guys know, your makeup comes in your little slidey tins, or if you've got an eyeshadow, it comes in your little plastic containers. Your colors then go into your palette, and I do like to, when you first put your colors in, maybe just do a light swipe over the product itself. Just sometimes there is a little bit of a coating, not much, and I mean don't press or anything, it's just a light swipe just to kind of break it up. But when you go to set up your compacts, I would love for you guys to set it up in the sequence in which you're going to be applying the makeup. And that's what I do. So I will put it in my compact based on what I'll be doing first. So my color correction first, then I contour, then I highlight, then I brighten, then I bronze, and maybe a little bit of highlighter. So if you can set it up in your compact that way, it makes life super easy. You're just going to go through it one by one and you know exactly what you're doing. So that is one trick that is awesome. The other thing is brushes, and I know that, and your sponge. For those of you, you know, I've gotten some feedback from you guys. Sorry, I got a bright light coming in there. Wait, I gotta move. How's that? Is that okay? Okay. So getting back to your brushes. I've had a few people reach out to me about the brushes, and I know I have a ton of brushes as well, but the brush is so important in the application of your makeup. Whatever brush I've recommended for you, and sometimes it's multiple brushes, like honestly, I use all my brushes depending on what type of finish I want or application. But your brush is so crucial. I would hate for you not to like your makeup based on the fact that you're not using the proper brush. Before you, and it's okay, you can try whatever brushes you have. Maybe they'll work. I hope so. But I know for me, I have a ton of brushes. I've used other brushes, and nothing works like my SEINT brushes. So, and they're great brushes. They're so beautiful. They're beautiful brushes. They wash up great. Take care of them. They last forever. They're double-ended, so you're kind of getting two brushes in one. I know brushes can be expensive, but well worth the money if it's going to affect your application. So, yeah, that being said, let's get started. First things first is your stay spray. And like I say, always stay spray before we start our application. So I have moisturized already. I have done my primer. I did it about a half an hour ago. So now I'm good to go in with my stay spray. So you can do this one of two ways, ladies. You can put it on your brush and you can apply it as such, dab her through. Or some women like to go in and just spray their face. If that's the case, let it dry a little bit, and whatever works for you, it's your way of doing things. And you guys are going to find too, like, I'm sure that you've kind of watched some application videos and different things, and all people do things differently, and you are going to find your way as well. Once you get on it and you see what works and you find your method, there's no right or wrong to this makeup. So what I'm showing you today is how I go about, excuse me, how I go about applying my makeup. But you know, you can do whatever sequence works for you. There's multiple ways to apply your makeup, and you may change things up as you go, who knows. But for me, this is how I do it, and it's my system as to how it works. So in my palette, I have Mango and I have Frenchie as my CC, as my color corrector. And there isn't too many women out there that don't need to be color corrected. I'll tell you that right now. Very few. Even youthful, beautiful skin needs some color correction. So today, I am going to go in with Mango as my color corrector. Sometimes I use Frenchie, depending. But really, actually, my skin is actually better than it's been the last little bit, believe it or not. I always struggle with like breakouts and acne. I have large pores. So I I have some challenges. So today I'm going to go in with mango, and I'm going to use my finger for this. I find it easiest to use my finger. If I don't use my finger, I would go in with my Better Blend brush, and I'd use the small fluffy end of that. So I'm going to go in with my mango, and literally I dab it in. You can see the amount of product I have, very, very little. And I want to remind you guys again that this makeup is heavily pigmented. I mean, you do not need a lot of product. The biggest mistake that women make with this makeup line and why they don't like it, they overuse the product. It's totally true. Like very little. Like these colors and these palettes are going to be lasting you. Like for a CC product like this, I've got to get about 9 months to, like I've had this since I started, and that was June. So you can see how very little product I use. But actually I was using this color as my main highlight color in the summer because I had a lot more pigment on my face. And I do find that too, that sometimes you need a new color match depending on the seasons, because if you are somebody that's in the sun or you're exposed to the sun, it may be a bit different for you. So when we color correct, we are color correcting all the areas that are visibly are red, have brown spots, whatever imperfection it is you're trying to figure or to cover up. So for me, it's always around my nose, okay? Always. And you want to put enough correction on there, okay, that you're basically, you can see the color corrector, but you can't see the blemish or the spot, okay? So it's gonna leave you with some redness, not redness, but it's more of an orange red base, right? Most of the color correcting is going to be in those tones. And it's kind of different than what we're used to. Traditionally, we always try to go a little bit lighter or match up to our skin tone as best as possible when we were trying to camouflage things. And we have found that with our cream makeup, that doing this works exceptionally well. It holds, it neutralizes and supports our main highlight colors much, much better. So I have gone in and basically color corrected all the areas I need to color correct. Very little product, and that's how I did it. Now, if you're somebody that's suffering with like rosacea on your cheeks, or you have a lot of color correction take place, I would go in with your brush. And again, you're just gonna dab, right? And then you're gonna spread it out in circular motions to give you the coverage that you need. Okay, so like this, like so, with your mango, okay? Or Frenchie or June or whatever it is you have for your color correct. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, great. The next thing that we're gonna do, okay, so now I can see where I've spot corrected, okay? Like I can see all those orangey kind of red areas on my face, and that's okay. That's what we want. We need that there to support the highlight color. So now I'm gonna go in with my contour, and I'm gonna use Astoria. I like a heavier contour for me. Not everybody does, and the darker the pigment in your skin, kind of the more you need a stronger color for your contour. But contouring is not for everybody, and that's just the way it goes. So I am going to use my contour brush, and I love it because it's dense on the end, so it gives me a strong contour. It allows me to sculpt out my contour really, really nice, and it's got like a little detailed area too on the bottom. So for my contour, I'm just going to run the contour color on the one side of my brush, okay? And I'm going to leave the other side of my brush to blend, okay? So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is putting it on your finger again and just finding your cheekbone area and applying your contour that way. Now, that's another thing. Find your cheekbone, ladies, and you can feel where your cheekbone drops off. That is where you want to apply your contour. Your contour needs to sculpt out right underneath that cheekbone. That's the idea. That's what gives you the dimension in your face, slims your face down, and like gives you shape. So it's awesome. Contouring's great. Once you embrace it and you get doing it, you get comfortable with it, you're gonna love it. So find your cheekbone, find the hollow, find the underneath part of the cheekbone, and don't come too far out. We're only gonna come about an inch, inch and a half out from our hairline. We don't wanna bring our contour too far into our face. We do not wanna bring contour up high, and we do not want to bring contour down low, okay? So we are going to sculpt out our cheekbones, we are going to contour around our forehead, and I'm going to contour my jawline. And I'm going to show you how that's done. So on the side of your brush, I'm not going to go in and swipe my brush like this, okay? No swiping at all with any of this makeup. It's going to put too much product on your brush, okay? So I just want to put contour on the edge. So I'm going to go in like so. Oh, I just stuck my finger in. And it's just on the one side of my brush. Okay, you guys can see it there? Okay. And I'm gonna start on this side, and I'm gonna find my cheekbone, and I'm gonna come right underneath, and I'm gonna hug. Okay, right underneath my cheekbone. Okay, I'm gonna come over to the other side, I'm gonna hug. Need a little more. Now, don't be alarmed by the amount of product you see on your skin. Depending on your coloring and what you've been recommended is going to be suitable for your face. But remember, you have to see the product, because what we're going to do is going to go in and blend it through. So it's not going to look like lines on your face when we're done. Trust me, it's not. Yeah, and so if you want, you can kind of scoop it. Now with your contour, you don't want to come right straight out. You want to kind of come up a bit, like almost like a half moon. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, like so. Okay. Then I'm going to contour my jawline. Okay. And creating these shadows, and that's what contour does. It creates shadows on your skin, right? That give you dimension and slim things down, and like curves and like, you know, all that stuff that we want as women. I'm going to put more contour on my brush, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to contour around my hairline. Now, the bigger your forehead is, the more contour you want to come down lower onto your face. Now, this is going to look like a lot of contour to you guys. But again, once this contour gets blended through, it's not going to look like a lot of contour. Now, depending on, you know, how wide you are across the front, you might want to bring your contour down into your hairline and around to where we've already put it on your cheeks. But this generally kind of gives you a good idea. And do you see how I'm just kind of stippling it on like so? No pushing, no pulling. You're basically stippling is you're pushing and just straight in pushing into the skin. Okay, cool. So this is the thing with contour that you need to understand. Your contour needs to be visible. You need to have space here, okay? And space here. Space here, space here, and space here. That needs to be open. Like, you don't want that contour going high, going low. That doesn't work. Don't bring it too far into your face either, okay? So now we're gonna go in with our main highlight, and for that, I'm gonna use my B2 brush. Oh my gosh, I really got a lot of sun coming in here. I apologize, guys. I hope you guys can see okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna use my B2 brush, okay, this one here. Gosh, I shouldn't be complaining about sunshine, right? And this is what I use for most of my applications because it is light to medium coverage. And it's what I like to do. Now, if I wanted something heavier, I would go in with maybe my, like not heavier, but more coverage. You can go in with your Hack, or you can go in with your Buffy. The denser the brushes, the more coverage you're gonna get. So, you know, depending, if I'm going out in the evening, or if I'm going to work, or if I have bad breakout or something like that, I want heavier coverage. But today, I'm just gonna do a light coverage application for you. So I'm gonna go in with my brush, okay? And here's my color. I'm using amber right now for my main foundation. And sometimes I mix a little bit of mango, a little bit of amber, but I'm just gonna use straight amber today to show you what that's like. So, are you guys okay with that sun coming in? I wish I could control that a bit better. Where am I going here? Okay, I guess it's all right. It's not affecting anything. Okay, so I'm going in with the small end of my Buffy, and literally no swiping, girls, no swiping. You're gonna get way too much product, okay? You're going in with the end of your brush, and I'm dabbing, dab, 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 and you can see the amount of product on my brush. Very little product, okay? That's gonna be enough to do the bottom of my face. I'm gonna start in the middle, and I'm gonna stipple from the middle to the sides, okay? So in. And just like so. Now, if you're not stippling, you're gonna go in and you're gonna do round circular motions. Again, no swiping, no pulling, no swiping, okay? If you pull and swipe, you're gonna remove too much makeup, okay? And then you're gonna be like, I feel like I took it all off. Cream makeup is like that. It is so beautiful to blend, and it leaves you looking so blended that if you don't apply it properly, you're gonna feel like you're removing a lot of it. So I'm going in again, more product, okay? Going down around my lips. A little more product under my eyes, okay? You're putting your main highlight color. So this is when, whatever I've suggested for your main highlight color, that is your foundation color. I want you to think about it in those terms, okay? So here we go, okay? Dip, dip, dip. I'm gonna do my forehead. Okay, right straight across. And if I wanna blend it into that contour, I'm just gonna blend upwards, right? Just a bit. And don't worry about this contour. Yes, it looks like I have lines on my face, but it is not gonna look like that forever, okay? So, right. So now to blend my contour a bit, I'm just gonna press. Okay, press into where I've already put my highlight. And I would suggest that you swipe up more with your contour than you do, not swipe, sorry girls, but pull it up, right? Everything, especially at our age, everything needs to go up. Don't put anything downwards. Always up. I don't know, that's what I think. We want everything kind of lifted, right? So now you can see I've got my main highlight on, right? And I've put my main highlight everywhere that I did not put my contour. So we're not doing layers and layers of, you know, one color foundation all over and then contouring and blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to create all this dimension. We're not doing that. We're doing this in steps. And the 4 basic steps that I'm showing you today is contour, highlighting, blush, and brightener. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do now, I feel good about this. You know, I don't feel heavy. I don't feel like I have a lot of makeup on. I don't think I look like I have a lot of makeup on. I feel very polished and good. So now I'm gonna go in with a blush color, and I guess I will go in with, I'll show you something that's gonna kind of stand out a little bit. So I will go in with Sandstone today, which is this one right here. Oh, great. Okay, so Sandstone right here in the middle, that's like that rusty red color, okay? I love Sandstone, goes with so much, and I love all the colors in and these aren't all the colors, by the way, but these are some of the main ones that I use on a regular basis. And I know that you guys are gonna look at your tins and go, holy Moses, like, geez Louise, those are crazy colors, but again, once these colors get put on and blended through, they look completely different than what they look like in the tin, okay? So Sandstone with my B2 brush, my Better Blend, or my bronzer brush, okay? Come on, that sun's really good. I gotta get through this video. Okay, so I'm gonna dip, 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 okay? Barely any product. Like, you guys can see that, right? Like, oh my gosh, barely any. The more you put on, the more you're gonna have. So some girls like to do the apples of their cheeks. I'm gonna kind of come up a little bit higher onto my cheekbone, only because I feel like it lifts me up more. So here I go. And again, I am stippling. You guys can see that, right? Okay, blush, no blush. And you can see how just putting on the blush has kind of lifted my face up this way a bit, right? I feel like blush, I know a lot of girls are like, oh, blush, I don't do blush. Like, I don't like blush. But blush actually, for me, I think blush makes you look alive, right? If you look at like women in magazines or young girls or kids that have color in their cheeks, don't they look so healthy? Everybody just looks healthy, right? And glowing. And I feel like blush really does that for a person. So that is Sandstone blush, and you can see how that's done. So again, you can see the amount of product I had. Like that blush is gonna last me, I don't know, well, it's crazy. I have no idea how long it'll last me, but it's gonna last me a while because I switch up my products a lot, or like my colors, depending on what I'm wearing. And you can see what that did for me. Now, if you feel like it's too much, flip your brush around and use the fluffy end and just kind of, oh, I can hear my dog. Okay, just like so, okay? That's that. And then the last part is your brightener. And so I am going to go in with my Better Blend brush, which is this one here that I love so much that, I mean, this brush, I'm going to do just a tutorial on using this brush because if you like a light coverage or you're just like running to the store or whatever, this one's great. Oh my gosh, the sun's really coming over. Okay, hang on here. Turning a bit more. There we go. So now I'm going to go in with my brightener. So what brightener does is it brightens your eyes and it creates more dimension in your face. And it's awesome. And for most of us women, that's where we're tired and dark and, you know, we're carrying extra fluid or whatever. So me being 50, I don't go in and do these big like triangular type that you see on younger girls, right? And they do this big contour of like lighter color. That's all cool and you can do that. And there is girls that do that. And yes, their skin is awesome for that. For me, I'm just gonna go in and find the hollows in my eyes, right? And everybody's got like pockets and hollows in their eyes. For me, I'm gonna go in with Sunlit and I'm gonna dab the small end. And there you go. You can see the amount of product on there. Can you guys see that? Yes. So I am gonna go in and I'm gonna just dab it through the hollows. And it's ever so gentle, girls. That's the whole thing with this makeup, honestly. It is about touch. It is your touch. It has to be a very light touch. Oh, I wanted to show you what one eye looked like without the other. Oh, well. So a very light touch. And just like so. Make sure that you come up into those corners of your eyes. A lot of women have a lot of depth and like blue and purple tones in there. And then, you know, definitely on top of your lids as well for brightening. It's awesome for that. I don't have any, I'm not doing any eyes for you today. I'm just showing you your basic hack. Little more dabbing. I'm gonna do the center of my forehead where the light reflects. And this is kind of what you're doing, right? You're adding some reflection of light to your skin, okay? You're coming down the center of your nose. And something I didn't do was show you guys how to contour your nose, and I will show you guys how to do that. So I'm doing right down the center, okay? And then I will go back in with a little bit of contour. My dog is scratching at the door. And I'm gonna just contour out my nose a bit. And when you contour, you're slimming down your nose. So, I mean, if you have a long kind of pointy nose, this isn't the kind of contouring you wanna do. I have a wider type nose, so I'm gonna do that. And I always throw a little bit of contour onto the really edge of my nose. Slim it down a bit. And then you can just kind of blend it out. Okay? Now, other women, if they wanna like chisel out their contour and their blush, some women will put a little bit of highlighter down here. Right? Just to kind of create a little more dimension. You don't have to, but that is the general gist. And that is your 4 steps, girls. So contour, highlight, blush, and brightener. those are the 4 basic hacks. And I would always go in now with bronzer, because bronzer is like my life. I love bronzer. Maybe I'll show you guys a little bit of bronzer just to show you guys what that's like. But bronzer for me ties everything in. I carry so much pigment and sun damage on my chest that it's red all the time. And I have had some laser done on my face to kind of get rid of some of the sun damage. Honestly, way too much time in the sun. Like, holy Moses. I wish I could turn back the hands of time, but I can't. So bronzer for me just adds glow, and it ties everything in together. So I will go in with the large end of my bronzer brush, dip into my bronzer, and I just take it on top, ever so slightly, on top of my, you want it on all your high points, right? Bronzer is for like where the sun is hit. So you might put it on the end of your nose, right? Something like that. But what I love about it is the center of my neck is always way lighter than the rest of my body. And it is for most women because our chin sits there and we don't get any sun. So for our makeup to blend all together, I love the bronzer down into this area. And then I just kind of pull it down. And because this makeup's so light, you don't feel like you have a ton of it on. So anyhow, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Dig in, start playing, and remember, a little goes a long way, and it is a light touch, girls, light touch. Don't forget your sponge. A lot of women love their sponge for blending and pressing during their application, and then certainly after they apply, it really kind of finishes stuff off nice. You can finish with a little bit of powder if you want. This makeup really isn't meant to be powdered out hugely. I mean, but you can powder it to set it, and it will give you a little more definition. Sometimes I just like, I'll powder out with the vanilla dust powder. I will powder out just the key areas that I kind of tend to get a little bit oily in. And that's usually around my forehead, around my nose, right? Kind of all the places that are lighter, like so. All right, guys. So you can finish off with your stay spray as well. And if you just decide to apply directly on, make sure you let it dry because it's going to be a little bit wet, right? And it takes a minute to dry. Or if you like, you can go in, spray your sponge, and again, dab it out and press it on. But again, it is a light, light touch. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. And I plan on doing more tutorials with more suggestions and more ideas. And if you guys could like and share, if you think you've got a girlfriend that is gonna love this makeup as much as I do, and as much as you are going to love this makeup, please share. I'd love to color match her. If anybody is, if anybody loves this makeup and feels like they want to be part of this awesome company, we do all the training for you. You don't need any makeup experience. It's awesome. So message me if you want to be part of an awesome girl tribe. I mean, so much fun, like-minded women. It's just fabulous to be a part of. I'm loving every minute of it. It's been great. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that. Ciao for now, guys. Take care and have a great day. Bye.